Hi, so this question is minimum number of increments on subarray to form a target array. So let me go over it. So you are going to give in a target array. So what you need to do is you're going to build an empty array from scratch, and then you want to build from empty array to the target array, and then you can have one operation increment at a time. So you want to return the minimum number of operations to form a target array from initial. So initial is going to be 0, 0, 0 in this case. So let's look at example 1. So this is going to be initial. So what you should do is every single value index is greater than 0. And then it's also at least 1, right? So I can increment everything by 1, so I will get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then later on in this subarray, it's at least 2, right? So I can increment another 1 with this subarray, so I will get 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. And then last but not least, the middle one will be incremented by itself, will be 3. The operation from scratch, 0 empty array to a target array is what? They are step of 3, right? So 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. So this will be the whole entire solution. And let's look at the target example 3, and then the target is 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, right? So everything is at least 1, so I will build 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then later on, since I'm like isolated by myself, right, I will have to increment myself 2 times, because I will not be able to do the subarray when the middle one doesn't exist, right? So I will do this. So from 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, I will do 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right? And later on, this will be increment what? 5, 4, 2, at least 2, right? So I would say 3, 1, and I increment 2, 2, 2. And later on, this will be what? The subarray will be 5, 4, right? So I will do this. 3, 1, and then 3, 3, 2. And I will do 3, 1, 4, 4, 2. So now I have enough value for this index, and I increment 1 again, so it's going to be 3, 1, 5, 4, 2. So how many steps? 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4, 5, 6. Should be 7, because there's a 0, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the whole entire solution. So what you should do is you want to build a solution based on the brick. So let's look at this. So assuming like the target represents the height of the column, then you want to have one operation corresponding to laying out continue row of brick. So what do you expect? So if you're giving 3, 1, 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, when you add the grid, this will become, I'm just hiding a solution for now. So you add 3 by yourself, right? When you add the 3, right, anything afterward that is less than 3, it will get added. So this will get added for sure. However, this one will not get added, is because the current index is, this index is currently less than this. So at some moment of time, this will become isolated by itself. So when you add 3, right, and we add the 3 by between 0 and 1, you can also handle the index 1 already. So this will be another part of section that you do by yourself. And then let's look at from index 2 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at this moment, when you add 5, right, you can handle everything for this one, right? So when we have the big section over here, you can break it down to this section, right? This section you can handle this by yourself. and later on this will be 3, this will be 4. So when you do that, 3 has to do by yourself, because this you won't be able to handle this section, right? So 3 will be breaking down to this section, and this will be a leftover, that will be remaining 1. So if you actually look at the height when is increment section. So what does increment section? So imagine there's something beforehand index 0. So I have 0 right here. So 0 to 3, so you add 3. Now you decrement. So when you decrement, you don't care about it, because you will be able to handle when you increment, right? So now at index 1, you want to go to index 2, and this is going to be increment from 1 to 5, right? So at this moment, you will be able to know, oh, I will be able to handle the brick, any brick above 1. So this will be 4. You add another 4, right? And then when you add another 4, you'll be handle this will be 3, this will be 2. So when you do the increase order, you will be able to handle. So this will be increase, this will be increase, this will be increase. When you do the increase, you just add the difference between the current index and then the next index. I mean, you want to just do the difference, right? And then this will be at 3 plus 1, 3 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. So let's not look at the answer, let's just write out your own. So by default, the first index you definitely need it. So I would say target at 0. And since we already traversed the index 0, so we're starting from 1, and then we traverse all the way to the end. And then later on, we definitely need to return result. And when we're doing the add, we are increment, right? We're stacking everything together. So I will do math.max. So it's either a positive value or 0. If we go decrement, it's going to be negative, right? So it's going to be target at I minus target at I minus 1. That being said, you will be able to handle the increment, and then the decrement if target I is less than target I minus 1. When you do the math.max, you will end up adding 0. So this will handle anything above 0, right? I mean including 0, but we don't care about the 0. So think about the increment scenario, and that will handle this solution. So let me run it. Alright, it's pretty cool. So for the time and space, space will be constant, time will be irrelevant. So this will be the solution, and I will see you later. Bye.